Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Mother's Day if you celebrated. We all have mothers, so might as well. I hope you did. But let's wrap up this week of what happened over the weekend, starting off with this news here. In terms of Dragon Ball Super Movie 2, there's, I talked a little bit about this, but there's a little bit more now coming from comingsoon.net. Akira Toriyama teases unexpected character in Dragon Ball Super Movie 2. Well, the announcement leaked a bit early, but now it's official. Dragon Ball Super Movie 2 is officially happening and will be released in 2022. The announcement fittingly came on Goku Day, which is May 9th, because in Japanese, the date has the characters for Go and Ku. If you were hoping for plot details, then sadly, the announcement was rather sparse. Only a release year was confirmed by Toei Animation and Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama. However, we do know that Toriyama's involvement will be heavy as he's leading the film. He said this: an all-new movie since Dragon Ball Super Broly is currently in the making. Just like the previous movie, I'm heavily leading the story and dialogue production for another amazing film. I really shouldn't talk too much about the plot yet, but be prepared for some extreme and entertaining bouts, which may feature an unexpected character. We'll be charting through some unexplored territory in terms of the visual aesthetics to give the audience an amazing ride. So I hope everybody will look forward to the new movie. And I'm very much looking forward to the movie because Super Broly was awesome. It was awesome. Who could that unexpected character be? I don't know. Are we gonna have Frieza again? I guess that would be expected if it's Frieza, Cell, Boo. I don't know. It could be an android again, So we'll see what happens. You know what? It could have even been cooler. It could have even been one of the like Janemba or something, some villain that was in the movies but not necessarily in the series, like Broly, right? So that could be a possibility as well. But that's for anybody who's out there a Dragon Ball fan like me. All right, well, let's get into DC as we always do. This is coming from DC Verso. Actually, I'm going to quote DC Verso on several things here, so they're very good at putting things together. John Cena as a Peacemaker on the set of the series. Peacemaker debut is next year. As we know, they're shooting right now. You see a little bit more of Peacemaker. That's pretty much it. Looks like he's got beaten up. He's got some red here. And looks like, it's going to be a bloody. It's going to be a mature rating, HBO Max show for the Peacemaker. And James Gunn is involved with that. So there you have it for that. All right. This came out. This is in regards to the Justice League reshoots. Gal Gadot was talking about Joss Whedon and how he tried to end her career, right? This is a translation, but I'm going to play you this clip here with subtitles on the bottom.
השינויים הגדולים שעוברים על הוליווד, אווירת עבודה בעייתית לא פסחה גם על גדות, למרות שהגיע כבר לפסגת תעשיית הקולנוע העולמית. על פי הדיווחים בארצות הברית, ג'וס ווידן, במאי ליגת הצדק, איים לפגוע לה בקריירה. אנחנו מדברות בדיוק מתפרסם שאחד היוצרים של ליגת הצדק לא אהב שרצית להכניס שינויים בדמות שלך, ואפילו אמר ככה לפי הפרסום שהיא צריכה להיות יפה ולהגיד את השורות שלה, ולא היית מוכנה לעבור על זה בשתיקה. לא. מה שהיה לי עם ג'וס בגדול זה שהוא כאילו איים לי על הקריירה ואמר לי שאם אני אעשה משהו אז הוא ידאג שהקריירה שלי תהיה אומללה, ופשוט טיפלתי בזה בו במקום.
So right there it said, he said that if she did anything, that he would make my career miserable. And Wonder Woman ain't gonna have that. She's like, hell no, you didn't just threaten me. And so she went and took care of it on the spot. And it's kind of confirming what the trade reports, especially I think there's a Hollywood Reporter had put out in regards to that already, in terms of, her, she even had contact with Patty Jenkins, and her and Patty Jenkins went right up to the top and to take care of it, and that's great. But it's great to hear from herself, like her, an actual recorded voice, I guess, of a dialogue of her actually saying that, and it's actually made the news today as well. The trades, the Wrap, Deadline, Variety, whatever. The Hollywood Reporter also reported on this little interview here, driving more nails into the already coffin that's under the ground that has Joss Whedon in it, right? But Ray Fisher's got a little bit to say. And he says, and to think Warner Brother Pictures let Joss Whedon walk away and become a liability for their sister corporation. Walter Hamada was aware of Joss's behavior, and he still tried to dissuade me from pursuing an investigation. His reason? He knew Emmerich and Johns would be implicated. Accountability over entertainment. So that's the thing, right? I mean, like, Joss Whedon is over, and a lot of times, a lot of cases, Johns is almost kind of pretty much over as well. But there is execs in there, including Walter, Toby Emmerich, and now I guess Walter Hamada had to get in the way in terms of, he wasn't even involved in reshoots, but he went out of his way to get in the way of an investigation of things that happened that he wasn't even there. But because he came in, he involved himself. Well, now he's held accountable as well. So, but we know Toby Emmerich is a lot of responsibilities on him as well. It's interesting because they knew about Joss's behavior, and even though they had Gal Gadot took care of it on the spot, but they still had that stunt double do it anyway. Had Ezra Miller Flash go on the stunt double woman, right? And they did it anyway. And they continued with the Justice League reshoots, knowing full well Joss Whedon's behavior. Even more so, the corporation continued to go on and make the Nevers with him, right? And it's only because of everything that came out in terms of Buffy and all that he's finally pretty much gone at this point. But it didn't have to get there. And who was involved in just trying to push it away and shove it down and bury all that? Well, it's the current Warner Brothers execs. Toby Emmerich, right? Even Jeff Johns still has work. And so there's definitely still a lot of accountability that needs to happen in terms of Warner Brothers and their sister company here. So definitely agree with that. All right, well, the Snyder Cut. Positives for the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut has officially crossed 250 million views in 5 days over Migu. I think I'm saying that right. Migu platform in China, making it the most watched superhero movie of all time for the streaming platform, beating Marvel Avengers Endgame, 240 million. So that's great. That's awesome. Some people even actually updated that to right there. 260 million. I'm sure it's a lot more right now, which is fantastic. But like I said, it's absolutely successful. Snyder Cut is absolutely successful. It's successful on all fronts. It's just that Warner Brothers is taking it personally. It doesn't matter how successful this thing is. It's just they've taken it personally now, and they don't want it to happen because it's personal to them. They don't want it's their ego. They don't want to show that the Snyder Cut was well performed, more than expectations, more than their probably some of their future movies, and is definitely the direction that they need to take in order to really, really make DCU great again, right? So hopefully they come to their senses, or rightfully probably more preferred that some execs are gone. Some execs need to be gone at this moment in time. So, all right. Well, that is pretty much it for Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I just got to say, by this week is Army of the Dead week. So I'm really, why am I unfocused? I'm really excited to watch Army of the Dead this Friday in theaters. All right. Well, some more DC stuff. The Flash is currently shooting right now in the UK, and they have this huge, the Michael Keaton's Wayne Manor brought up here. They're putting a lot of smoke and stuff on, mist or to make it look foggy and things like that, as very, pretty much how Batman should look, right? Gothic with fog, Tim Burton style in a sense. So that's great to see a little bit about that behind the scenes. DCverse also put this out where there seems to be a character right here. Doesn't seem to be a crew member. It seems to be possibly an actor on set shooting something. Who is that? I don't know. Doesn't look familiar at all. He is in a trench coat, but I guess we'll never know unless we get more pictures, right? And more pictures there will be, because they're not only in London, but they're also going to go to Scotland. So there's a Sunday Mail confirmed that Glasgow will be used to recreate Tim Burton's Gotham that will appear in flashback. So you'll see more of what happened in this Michael Keaton universe after events of Batman Returns, apparently, in that sense. So flashbacks to Tim Burton's Gotham. And, DC Verso put out Catwoman there and so on and so forth because it's Batman Returns. So that could be a possibility as well, to see what happened afterwards. And maybe it's going to be like that, that newspaper that was never filmed, I think, on Crosses on Infinite Earths, where it showed like Michael Keaton's Batman had married Selina Kyle. And that was that future. So maybe that's the future that we will see, and the flashbacks as well for the Flash movie. So that's currently interesting. Speaking of Batman and Flashpoint, well, there was an interview that came from Cinepop, and they interviewed Jeffrey Dean Morgan in terms of about Batman and a little bit of Flashpoint. So check this out.
Thank you for that compliment. Look, at the top of my list has always been Batman. That's always been my favorite superhero, and talking about Flashpoint has been very fun. I get asked about it a lot. I love the story of Flashpoint Batman. Who knows? Who knows with DC? Who knows with how these franchises work? I mean, I suppose that I probably have like another 2-3 year window, and then I'm gonna be too old. There's no way. So look, I'm available. Everybody knows I'm available. I say I'm available. I've been saying it for 5 years. We'll see what happens. There's so many.
He's been available for 5 years already. Come on, man. Why can't we have him in Flashpoint? He's right. In about a couple of years, it's going to be that window is going to be gone, right? So I definitely would love to see him as the Batman in Flashpoint, or some cases. And I don't know, Andy Muschietti, not calling him up. He's got his own idea. He's going to make Michael Keaton Batman. Michael Keaton comes back as Batman, not as Thomas Wayne, because it's not really a Flashpoint movie. It's a different type of Flashpoint, but man, would have been cool to have him in the Flashpoint movie. That would be so cool. He clearly wants it. He's waiting. He's waiting by the phone. Would you guys please call him up and let's do that? Let's do that. Let's see that. I would love to see him don the cape and cowl as Flashpoint Batman. Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman. Come on, man. What is up with that? Talking about Batman again, Ben Affleck. This is interesting. So I know I showed you pictures of this Vax. I think it's called Vax. Yeah, this stage thing, but this live event, and there's actually a clip of Ben Affleck actually in kind of referring to Batman in a sense. We're actually more so, the host here, I forgot his name, Jimmy something, but Jimmy Kimmel, that he actually references Batman. So check this out.
I'm Ben Affleck. We're here tonight to celebrate the return of the shared experiences that we've missed so much.
Hold on a second, hold on. Excuse me, hello?
What?
What do you mean what? You told me we were dressing up.
I said wear a suit.
Yeah, and I wore my suit and you're not wearing your suit.
Why do you think I would come here wearing a Batman costume?
Because you're
weird.
Batman? Duh.
I'm Ben Affleck.
Because you're Batman, duh. I love that. And it's really interesting in this case. It's really interesting because Jimmy Kimmel, he went on Jimmy Kimmel's show in order to retire the Batman, right? And he says, I guess I'm not Batman anymore. Retire the suit. Burnt the suit or whatever, or a mock suit. And it was really, it was a sad day for a lot of people at that time. But it's great to see that Jimmy Kimmel is, in a way, involving himself in this, putting on the Robin costume, and pretty much saying, because you're Batman, duh. You're the Batman. Because you're the Batman, duh. In kind of and we know that Ben Affleck's back as Batman in The Flash. But I feel like maybe, just maybe, this is a little bit of a hint at, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's here just to bring it back full circle of when they retired his Batman. But in this sense, it's like saying, well, he's still Batman. He's going to be the Batman in The Flash. And maybe more. So that's kind of exciting to hear. Because I think even the DCEU, we should still have, you know, Ben Affleck as Batman. You have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. You have Jason Momoa as the Aquaman. If you're going to continue Flash Ezra Miller, and you're saying Michael Keaton is a different world of Batman, well, what happens to the current one? Where's the current DCU? I think the current DCU could continue, even though it's Warner Brothers style. But if Ben Affleck can still be Batman, that would be pretty awesome. Still love to see Restore Snyderverse, absolutely. But to know that Ben Affleck could still maybe have some appearances as Batman here and there throughout this DCU would go a long, long way, I think. But it's great to hear him say that. Playfully with Jimmy Kimmel, it was great to hear Jimmy Kimmel says, because you are the Batman, duh. Absolutely rehearsed, probably, maybe. All right, well, that is it. Let's get into the members' comments and questions now. Here we go. At the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Barry changed ours into the nightmare timeline where Warner Bros. Turned evil instead of Superman. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Maybe we will get a JL2, but it's being kept under wraps. Flash movie will open the multiverse verse. Then Warner Bros. Can make JL2 with Darkseid and Crisis and Infinite Earths. That'd be cool. Like, just like out of the blue, like we didn't even know. And there's like, okay, we're going to make Justice League 2. I think either the Warner execs don't actually understand what the F a multiverse is, or they just use the multiverse as an excuse to take the heat off their poor decisions on making new content. It's like they own a cool, top-of-the-line classic supercar and don't drive it. Just use it to store their dirty underwear. That's hilarious. That's an interesting analogy. Awesome to hear you're able to go to movies again at last. Chris, here's to Army of the Dead being the most perfect restoration of the theater tradition for you and yours. Yeah, I'm really curious to see. I don't even know. Like, can I eat popcorn and drink there? Did they bring that back? Because I know for like a while they were gonna say that you can watch the movie with a mask on. But you can't eat or drink. You have to eat and drink at home. And I was like, what? Then what's the point, right? So I'm wondering. To be honest, although it was already expensive, it was like $18.50 for one ticket. To be honest, I feel like Gunn and Bautista saying what they kind of what they have kind of links to how Gunn has indicated how eager he is to continue working with DC. Add to this that Bautista talking about his desire to be Bane, and it certainly comes across the Guardians is the end of the journey for the team. A trilogy with a grand finale. I feel like if Henry ever did follow Warner Bros. Account, he unfollowed a long time ago. Perhaps after Warner Bros. Turned down Chris McQuarrie's proposal. So I'd wager things aren't any worse for him than it was before. If there's a Superman series on TV while they're talking about movies period, there can indeed be a multiverse embrace. Jim Lee bringing about the two Flashes scene made it clear it can be done. Meanwhile, a Gotham PD series from Reeves, a potential sequel series to Gotham, there are always possibilities. Yeah. I mean, they just got to get right into multiverse and not just like multiverse with exceptions. No, if you're going multiverse, just multiverse. And I don't know if Henry ever followed. There is really no evidence that he ever followed, or there's even really no evidence that he did. So I mean, like, so it's hard to say who's right and what, but I don't know. A good point, Chris, on Dr. Poison Maru having had her intro as it is. The big question is, how is she alive and kicking the present day? Very good questions. I can imagine Diana's arc in the present day scenes in JL2, following the Clark-Lois wedding, of course, beginning with her visiting Themyscira, involving her discovery that her old enemy is alive and immortal. It's funny, my spec script for Wonder Woman Lois Lane film miniseries involves Lois helping Diana investigate if this mysterious woman resembling Dr. Moreau is in fact the same woman, having discovered an elixir of youth. Great minds think alike, I suppose. At any rate, there's always possibilities. You folks do know Calvin Ellis is Kal-El, right? It's pretty on the nose, Calvin Ellis. Oh yeah, no we do. But it's Kal-El without the hyphen. Kal-El without the hyphens, right? That's Calvin Ellis. In the Hollywood Reporter, it's Cal-L. And then someone also said that Ta-Nehisi Coates actually confirmed on Instagram that he meant Clark Kent. Clark Kent Superman. So I don't know. Henry Cavill unfollows Warner Brothers on social media. I love DC and Superman since I was a young lad, but man, I'm so over Warner Brothers pushing their BS films no one wants instead of just listening to the fans. All we ever wanted was a Man of Steel sequel and post Zack Snyder's Justice League. We all assumed Warner Brothers would notice the fans supported that vision. No one wanted Suicide Squad, Justice League, Birds of Prey, The Suicide Squad, this dumbass Peacemaker HBO Max series, and now instead of giving us Calvin Ellis, the Black Superman, they announced on Henry Cavill's birthday, the Black Superman will be a race swap of Clark Kent. I love all versions of Superman, would have loved a Calvin Ellis film, but I will not support a race swap of Clark Kent just because they want to be able to say, look how woke I am. If the film fails, and it will it have failed because we are racist or because you gave us a product we didn't want? After all, you have an existing Superman of color you can definitely use, and we would 100% support that version. That's a literal slap in the face to both Henry Cavill and the fans who have spoken via Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm so over Warner Brothers right now. Restore the Snyderverse. Henry Cavill is their Superman. FWB. And it's not, I don't think it's racist because, there's a lot of, Tyrone Magnus, he's obviously black, and he's like, he didn't care for Clark Kent Superman, black Superman. They don't care to race swap. It almost makes like, well, why can't Calvin Ellis stand on his own? Why does it have to be Clark Kent? Why can't you do a Calvin Ellis? Do you not have faith in a Calvin Ellis Superman that you had to race swap a Clark Kent Superman because Clark Kent, the name Clark Kent is more familiar to the book? Like, how little of faith you have and to do that, right? So definitely, I'm not a fan of Clark Kent, being a black Clark Kent. Just do Calvin Ellis. And it's a period piece. You could do Calvin Ellis in a period piece. Why not? But like I said, it may not even happen because he still has to turn in mid-December, and maybe mid-December they say no, right? It's the story is just that he's writing it. They have to approve it. Ready for that Army of the Dead hype and retweet preview? Hell yes. It'll be nice to focus on Zack being received well for once by a company. Shit yeah, Chris, I'm hoping my drive-in down the street will have it and I'll watch it there. I'm probably during this next month and a half focus on Army of the Dead. I'm not giving up on Restore the Snyderverse, but I'm going to watch Army of the Dead until I become a zombie myself. Survivors take all. Always bet on dead. Zack Snyder, Army of the Dead. Okay, I won't read that. I just saw that now. Okay, sorry. Aliens was my favorite movie before the Snyder cut. I love Aliens. It was not my favorite movie. Like, I still can't think of what my exact, like, top of the line, like, this, hands down, the most favorite. But you know what? As I'm thinking of it, I keep bringing it up. I guess it's L.A. Confidential. I guess it's L.A. Confidential was my absolute favorite, and it still is a great favorite movie. So it's not like I'm comparing it to Batman. It's a totally different genre. But if I were to say, like, what is your top? One of the first movies I think of is like L.A. Confidential. How likely is this scenario? Warner Brothers execs got the idea of a black Superman after watching Falcon turn into Captain America? Probably not, but I would not be surprised. They also realized that Falcon turning into Cap was earned. If Warner Brothers had their own way on the MCU, Chadwick Boseman would have been a black Captain America and not Black Panther. Why not use Icon as the Black Superman? If Warner Bros. Wants more money, use him and Clark Kent. Maybe, like you say, Warner Bros. Lacks the faith in black characters. Yeah, I think that's the case there. No, I don't think it was in regards, because we already kind of knew Falcon was going to turn into Captain America just by the end of Endgame. I thought it was like right away, but obviously they made a whole series in order to get that to happen. Like, I thought when he gave him the shield, he's like, okay, well, that's obviously he's Captain America now. Oh, okay, no, he needed a series to show that, so whatever. But Chadwick Boseman would be, let's keep him. He's Black Panther, man. You will always be Black Panther, always be Black Panther to me. but yeah, Clark Kent, man, not everybody's happy with that, and I somehow feel like either there's gonna be a little bit of change in that, or it may not happen at all. But guess we'll see. Things change all the time in this industry, and a lot of times drafts never make it to the green light stage and never ever shot. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.